Hey girls, good morning. It's May 27th. I'm here with my Jesus Calling book. And so devotionals for today, and there's several scriptures in here, but the one that caught my attention was Psalm 27:8. And it's about abandonment. Well, that's what, it says, when you said, "Seek my face," my heart said to you, "Your face, Lord, I will seek." But when I got into the Word and into my Joyce Meyer Bible, which I love, and I'm into Psalm 27, and over here, if we go into 27:10, it says, because I want to talk about abandonment. "Although my father and my mother have abandoned me, yet the Lord will take me up, adopt me as his child." So, we're all adopted. We're adopted into the family of God. And so that's sort of, when I think about adopted children are usually ones that have been abandoned for one reason or another. And so I think the spirit of abandonment is sort of out there, and it's something that we have to, it challenges us all the time. So one of the things that I have a lot of tools. Tools are good, right? And so I'm not good at screwdrivers and hammers. I'm not. I'm terrible. But I love tools. I love God tools. So this is another little thing that my daughter got me. And this is one of the days that I opened up to. And it says, "It has not respected," I'll say, "people that have abandoned God's purposes, not respected the fact that God's creation and his directions for living were established for a specific reason. And if that purpose is abandoned, we will never function properly as human beings. The result of this abandonment has been debilitating for us. We have grown further and further away from God's original intent and design, so that we function less and less as we were meant to." So, the people that don't know the Lord, and some of them just don't even want to know the Lord. I'm not sure. It's just a spirit, right? And it's a spirit of abandonment. And a lot of times, so when I go over here, back here to Joyce Meyer Bible, and I like it because it gives a little, commentary. It says, "If you have been depressed, it might be due to a root of rejection in your life. Overcoming rejection is certainly not easy, but we can overcome it through the love of Jesus Christ." And so when we encounter people that, and I do all the time, that are, and it goes both ways, y'all. And so when I encounter people that are rude, I tend to sort of not be rude, sort of be rude back, But I do pray all the time. I say, "Lord, that's my prayer almost every day. So, Lord, let me speak your words. Let me have your heart, Lord. Let me see them as you see them." Because they, we all sort of have that spirit of abandonment, which leads to depression. It leads to confusion. And it says here, they didn't want to know God, so they relied on their own inclinations. And so many people are out there, and we're all guilty, when we abandon God's purposes and God's, goals and intent and destiny for our lives, we're relying on our own inclinations. And, don't you get sick of yourself? I do. I get sick of myself. And so one of the things, that y'all know me about bees, I got bees on my mind all the time. But let me add this one little point here, is I have known some children that have been adopted, and they seem to, they have more challenges than we do emotionally and mentally and stuff. And I think it's that spirit of abandonment. And so, we need to come against it and pray against it. But they just need to see the love of God, and we have it. And so if they're there and they come at you, a lot of times those people that are angry, it says hurting people hurt people. And so it's a challenge for me. But, we need to find out what our destiny is. Our destiny is always, to seek God and to love God and to seek and save souls. But, as a honeybee, I think about that. The honeybee is a working bee, they're in there just work, but each one has a purpose. I've written this down here that, there's some honeybees that they're just to clean the hive. There's some that just go out and forage. There's some that are guarding the hive. That's their job. And there's some that feed the babies, and there's actually nurse bees, that take care of the wounded bees. So each one, and just like in life, isn't that funny? And so that's how the Lord shows me life, is through the honeycomb and through the honey hives, and through the honeybees. That's just how he shows it to me. And it's sort of something it helps me to understand life. Because they don't fight, They may fight with the drones. I don't know. The drone's job is only to, make babies with the queen, So anyway, that's another thing for another time. But I'm talking about honeybees, So I have to be. We're always working, Even if I didn't have a job, I see people that retired, and you ask them what they say. Oh, there's just not enough time of the day. And then there's some that really just get up and don't do anything with their day, But I think God has us to be working all the time for His kingdom, And we should be busy. We should be busy like the honeybee. But we should be busy trying to feed people the sweetness of that honey. That's what bees are doing. Their whole job is to bring food for the world. Isn't that funny? They're the only insect that actually, makes a food that, feeds the world and feeds animals. And, they say that without the honeybees, that mankind would die in 4 years. But here's something the Lord reminds me of, is when the honeybee stings, it dies. And so when I sting, it's like the spirit of me just dies, So I got to be careful. I don't want to sting people, I don't want to be the honeybee that stings and dies, I want to live for life, I want to live for God, and I want to do good things, and I know y'all do too. So anyway, y'all have a good day. It's Thursday, and so tomorrow is Friday Eve, and it's a holiday weekend. So, we got Memorial Day coming up, and where we, honor our military and all those that have suffered, so, and given their lives, and some of them, and even the injured ones, some of them have died, but some have been so injured, and medically, emotionally, mentally, physically, so we need to be respectful of that and think about that, and pray for those that are still there and fighting for us, and realize, that they're giving themselves for our freedom. That's another thing altogether. I'll see y'all later. I love you guys. Jesus loves you even more. See you later. Bye.